conditions? You think so? You think so? I've not been to India myself. I've not been to India, but I do have friends in America who immigrated from India. And so my experience with India is not firsthand, it's secondhand. You know what I mean by firsthand, secondhand? My experience with you is firsthand. I encounter you, we talk to one another, we've become, we know each other, and you share with me your thoughts and your experiences. So our experience with one another is firsthand. But my experience with people in India is secondhand. I only know about India what other people tell me about India. So firsthand, secondhand. So I don't know. I've not been there. But when I watched the movie, I had two thoughts. First, is this movie being fair to the society? Is it accurately portraying the social conditions in India? Or is it exaggerating? Is it exaggerating those social conditions? Do you know what I mean by exaggerate? Exaggerate? Do you know that word? Exaggerate, exaggerate, exaggerate. Exaggerate means to make something bigger than it really is. So when someone is boasting about something they've done, if they're if now I'm this way. Okay, I'll stand over here. All right. That's right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, that's the correct. That would be the thing. Excuse me. But when we exaggerate, we are making something bigger than it really is. If you are boasting about something you've done, you exaggerate what you've done. Yeah. So my question is, are the social conditions that we are seeing in the movie, are they an exaggeration of the poverty, or is it a true portrayal of the poverty? That is something you have to form your own opinion on. You have to make up your own mind. But we are certainly, when we observe that level of poverty and the cruelty that the children have to endure, what the director of the movie is wanting us to feel is more compassion for the children. So one scene will have all this poverty, and then another scene, the children and how they are able to still endure. So what the director of the movie is wanting to do is to appeal to our emotions, to make us feel more compassionate for the children. You know the word compassion? Compassion. Yeah, compassion? Okay.
C-O-M-P-A-S-I-O-N, right?
Compassion? Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Like a sympathy.
Sympathy. Yeah. And in English, you haven't. Your study of English hasn't progressed far enough to get into the meaning of the parts of a word. We call it word study. But I find it very interesting is that if you take this word, compassion,
Professor.
When you see the prefix com, C-O-M, it means literally with. It means with. Now, you won't see the word com by itself. You only see it as a part of another word. But it comes from Latin, which is the ancient Italian language. It comes from Latin, and it means with. This comes from a verb in Latin, which means to suffer. To suffer. So when we talk about compassion in English, we are literally saying that if you are compassionate, you suffer with someone, which is the same as sympathy. And if you look at sympathy, sympathy, S-Y-M-P-A-T-H-Y, it's also a word that we can learn the meaning of the word by knowing the parts of the word. Because this prefix right here, sim, S-Y-M, it comes from Greek. Because English borrows from a lot of languages. The language English, we borrow from a lot of languages. So this prefix means literally like. Like. And this part of the word in the Greek means feeling. Feeling. So when we talk about sympathy, if we say we're sympathetic to someone, it means literally that we feel the same as they do. So word study, when your study of English gets proficient enough, one of the things that one of the goals you should set for yourself is to learn more word study. Because you can take words that you don't know the meaning of, but if you know what the elements of the word are, what the parts of the word mean, you can figure out the meaning of the word. So sympathy means literally to feel like someone. Compassion means literally to suffer with someone. And as we watch this movie, we have become compassionate for the children. We are sympathetic to the conditions that the children have to live under. So let's see if we can get this going. Yeah, does anybody remember where we stopped? Was it at
52 point something.
50 point? We'll start at 50. 50.
ชอบติดใจเป็นเก็บเปิดเองหรือเป็นเองขี้เกียจนาทีที่เวลาที่เราได้7 นาทีมาจริงมันจะมีเสียงอยู่ได้
แต่เวลาเราอ่านในหนังสือเขาเรียกว่าเป็นคนดีนะ
ใช่ไหม
ในหนังเราให้เป็นคน
เดี๋ยวเรา
ดี
เดี๋ยวเราเอาตัวนอกสัญญาณก่อนใช่เป็นคนที่ ซาวด์ดัง Peanut said she had to come late today.
Oh,
Yeah, but she will come.
she will?
Yes.
Okay.
She on the way, but she will.